Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the MMAVCAST. I am your host, Maverick King, and I am stoked to be back because we're going to be talking about UFC 141, LESNAR Overeem, the fight I have been waiting for like ever. And finally, it is back, and I am joined by my brother Remington, and we will be talking about this fight as well as the co-main event. There's just not enough time to talk about all the fights on this card. There's a lot of good fights. Namfam versus Jimmy Hedges is a great fight, and there's a couple other ones that are great, but we have no time for those. We're going right to the co-main event. Nate Diaz and Donald Cerrone, great lightweight match. Both guys looking to get into the upper echelon of the lightweights, and I think Cowboy Cerrone is very close to being there. The guy has looked amazing in his past couple fights, and I think that he, with a win, is going to get one fight away from a title. Remy, what do you think of this fight, and what do you think Cowboy has to win? What do you think that the Nate Diaz man has got to lose?
Well, if Diaz can prove if Diaz can pull off the upset here and beat Cerrone, well, the only way that would happen is by if Cerrone fights that were trying to takes Diaz down and just plays in his guard. I think I don't think he's going to do that, but if he did, then I think that'd be in Diaz's world because Diaz has got such jiu-jitsu. But if Diaz wins, it's really going to solidify. But the winner of this is definitely solidifying himself as a legitimate lightweight contender. And I think I don't know. It depends on the how good of how amazing of a performance the winner puts on. But if it's just kind of mediocre, like a boring 3-round kind of picking apart, I would say the win. Regardless of who it is, if it's lackluster, I think the winner of this should get Ultimate Fighter 13 winner Tony Ferguson, who has made a pretty quick rise. He's not completely up there, but I think a fight against him and the winner of this, barring from some crazy knockout that would happen, I think that would be a great matchup to make. I think Tony should be put up against upper echelon guys. I think he's ready for it. But enough about him. I think Donald takes this, and I think he's going to take it well. I think he's just going to dominate Diaz for 3 rounds. Diaz just I don't know, he just has a problem with guys that are really, really good, and Donald Cerrone has looked amazing. And he's just so well-rounded, and he has such a powerful fist, but Diaz is a hard head, so I don't see him finishing Diaz, but I definitely think he's going to smash him up for a couple rounds.
Interesting. Yeah, I would agree. I would say that Cowboy wins it by decision. Nate Diaz looked very impressive in his last fight against Takanori Gomi. Just totally took him apart and looked his best that we've ever seen him. But Cowboy's been on a tear in the lightweight division. I think this guy is destined for a title shot this year. 2012, next year. And I think that he is going to be the one that walks away here and eventually is going to end up fighting Frankie Edgar for that title. Now, of course, the moment that we've all been waiting for, the return of Brock Lesnar, the greatest fighter in the history of mankind. I know I can't back that up, but it's just, when you feel something right here, that's just something right here. So, needless to say, I am so excited Brock Lesnar is back. He's fighting Alistair Overeem. Alistair Overeem, who has been in K-1 doing kickboxing and winning championships and all that good stuff. But the bottom line is, you don't go to K-1 unless you're having problems with guys that take you down and go to the ground, which Overeem did. So I do find it a little difficult to believe that Alistair Overeem is going to be able to handle Brock Lesnar when Brock Lesnar shoots for a takedown 10 seconds into the fight. I love Brock Lesnar in this fight as far as a stylistic matchup. I think after seeing what happened to Cain Velasquez, I think it's very obvious that Brock is going to look for that takedown, take it right away, take no chances on the feet. I think his last fight against Cain Velasquez showed him not to get cocky, do not overestimate your own stand-up ability, and I think he's going to take it to the ground immediately. I think this will be the most one-sided UFC fight we have ever seen since James Toney and Randy Couture. And I think Brock Lesnar TKOs Alistair Overeem round 2.
Yeah, why people. Well, no, actually, I do know why. But people love to hate on Brock, so nobody's really going to pick him besides me and you because we actually know what's up, and we know that Brock is has the best wrestling, possibly in MMA, possibly the best wrestling in MMA. He has one of the most perfect double leg takedowns in the business. You use it, and I mean, he took down. People don't talk about this, but he took down Cain Velasquez twice. Okay, Cain Velasquez is an amazing wrestler. Brock Lesnar is better. Okay, it's just, I mean, his wrestling is that good. When you can take down an amazing wrestler like Cain Velasquez, I think that shows a lot. Especially he took him down when he was hurt. Like, he got rocked, and then he took him down. So I just think that this is like, his wrestling ability is so far beyond that of the takedown defense of Alistair Overeem that Overeem got taken down by Fabricio Verdum, and we all know how amazing Fabricio Verdum's talents are. Not anyway. Brock is gonna be able. He's gonna shoot. He's gonna close the distance real fast, shoot him for the takedown, get him down, and just pummel him to death. And Overeem's gonna cry on goal late in round number 1, and that will solidify Brock Lesnar as a legitimate contender for the heavyweight title, and he will go on to face Junior Dos Santos.
Yes, we finally disagree. We disagree that Brock Lesnar will win in round 2 versus round 1. Man, we are such a diverse group. When you listen to this podcast, it is far and away the most diverse opinions you will ever hear because we're always of 2 different mindsets. And that is it for this MMAVcast. Our next MMAVcast will be recapping our 2011 predictions, which I was very right on most of them, and predicting what will happen to the UFC and MMA in general in 2012. And that is it for this MMAVcast. See you later.